Hello, hello, hello. Great evening, great Wednesday evening, everyone. This is Catherine Beasley coming to you with our live daily talk. And today I want to talk about it's still Alzheimer's related, but just a little bit different. It's the personal aspect of it for me. And you may have noted I have cut my hair back off. For those of you who didn't know me before, there was stuff on top of my head. This is what I normally look like, a little brighter red normally, but short hair for a number of reasons. One of which was because I just don't want to do my hair, right? And so having short hair makes that easy. But the other reason was that it also served as a bit of confidence for me, I think, because you have to be confident to walk around with no hair on your head, right? And I felt more confident with my hair short, and I've been trying to grow my hair out, not even on purpose, but as a part of the, I want to say, rut that I got in, and wouldn't leave the house and wouldn't, entertain much of anything, yet alone going out to do some self maintenance. So I had hair on my head because I wasn't taking care of myself, right? While I was taking care of my mom. And before it was COVID, and then I cut it back off. And then having cared for my mom, I just stopped going. And I realized that I wasn't feeling like myself. And I hadn't been feeling like myself for a number of reasons, right? Just because of what we were going through. But can I tell you that the moment that Faith cut my hair. We had a conversation about me maybe trying to just color it and see if I still like it. But as we continued to speak, and I appreciate her for taking the time to walk me through the process, she already knew what was going to happen. But in my head, I was still trying to keep the hair on my head. As we talked and she asked, pointed questions, I had to actually say, "Hey, Lizalette, I love you, miss you, honey." And so I had to actually stop and thinking about the answers to her questions, um, be honest with myself and understand that as I'm coming back to me, I need to put everything back in place that had me feeling good about myself. That included getting rid of the hair on my head. But literally, as she cut, it felt like a weight was lifted off of me. I had a meeting with a colleague, and she mentioned to me that she watched one of my earlier videos before I saw her in person, and she didn't know I'd cut my hair. And she was like, I looked like I was weighed down with that hair on my head. And it was funny that she said that because I had gotten my hair cut like the day before I actually ended up meeting with her. And so I say that to say that you want to make sure that you are doing everything that you can to take care of yourself as a caregiver, as a former caregiver, as a person. Do what makes you feel good. Do what is going to make you feel confident again. That's going to make you feel like you can do what you intend to do, right? You can conquer the world. You set out to do something and it gets done, right? Whatever it is that you need to do to get that confidence back, like it's still coming. And I feel a part of me feels not so much embarrassed, but to actually say um, that I'm suffering, have been suffering a crisis of confidence is something that is really true. And I have to face that and then start to do something about it. So the haircut was the first part of it, and then I've been tasked, and this is not the first time. So before any of you come for me, I have been tasked with getting into therapy. I literally had go to therapy written on my mirror for years and still never went, right? So I know what it does for you, what it can do for you. I know that I need it, and I just never would do it because, again, it forces you to face yourself. And when you have no intention of really having to put that work in, then why go, right? And I didn't necessarily feel like I didn't want to have the change. I just didn't want to face all of the feelings that are going to come, right? Feelings and suppressing them are quite easy. Um, I feel things and then they go away and then I keep moving, right? But it's time for me to do a deeper dive, in which case I have until Friday to find a therapist before I get in trouble by a few people. So, yeah, haircut, feel much, much better. And actually going to schedule a therapy appointment. So, not do as I say, not as I do any longer, because I too will be going to therapy to work through some of the things that have been going on with me before the caregiving aspect, and after. And I actually look forward to it. And I'm not as hesitant to do it as I had been in the past, because I know that it's going to just start me moving towards me being able to reach the goals that I have for myself. There is a huge block when it comes to me executing on things that I intend to do. And it's kind of scary how it manifests itself in so many different ways in my life. And it's time to address it and um, take the reins back. And so I'm looking forward to doing that. What are you doing? What little changes can you make? And this isn't little necessarily, right? Haircut was little. I'm not attached to hair whatsoever. Luckily for me, and hopefully it continues to happen in case I do want to regrow it. My hair grows rather quickly, so cutting it, if even if I don't like it, it's just a matter of giving it some time and it'll grow back, right? So it was major in the result that it had for me, but it wasn't major the way that some people may not be willing to do it, or more attached to their hair. But the result itself is what made a huge difference for me. And that's the first step. And my second step is going to be to schedule therapy. So, what are you doing to affect change in your life when you know, right? Because for me, knowing is half the battle really doesn't work, because I always tend to know. I'm very self-reflective. I love spending time by myself, so I have nothing to do but learn about me and all that other good stuff, right? It's always been the action part and the doing, and there's something that keeps me from really executing in different areas of my life. And I'm ready now, finally, to address that. I don't think that it's going to be fun whatsoever, but I'm not running from it any longer. So, again, what are you doing to affect some minor, even change in your life, to overcome or to move past something that's been keeping you from moving ahead? I'd love to hear it. Please let me know. Reach out. Let's have a conversation, peoples. Bye.